Hypertension by Chelsea Nixon. The epidemiology of hypertension. The prevalence of age-adjusted hypertension was 45.4% among adults and was higher among men than women. 51% of men rather than 39.7% of women. Hypertension prevalence was higher among non-Hispanic blacks than non-Hispanic whites or Hispanic adults. Hypertension was lowest among college graduates compared with those having a high school education or less, and those with more than high school or some college. This trend was similar among both men and women. The distribution within people 20 years or older, an estimated 86 million adults had hypertension. The mortality rate was 7.6 million deaths worldwide. Some basic information about hypertension. The pathophysiology is hypertension occurs when the body's smaller blood vessels, the arterioles, narrow, causing the blood to exert excessive pressure against the vessel walls and forcing the heart to work harder to maintain the pressure. High blood pressure is a condition, also known as hypertension, that arises when the blood pressure is abnormally high. Hypertension occurs when the body's smaller blood vessels narrow. This causes the heart to have to work faster and harder. Some signs and symptoms are severe headaches, nosebleed, fatigue or confusion, vision problems, chest pain, difficulty breathing, irregular heartbeat, and blood in the urine. Some risk factors are elevated blood pressure, diabetes, unhealthy diet, physical inactivity, obesity, too much alcohol, tobacco use, genetics, and family history. Some complications are heart attack or stroke, aneurysm, heart failure, weakened and narrowed blood vessels in your kidneys, thickened, narrowed, or torn blood vessels in the eyes, metabolic syndrome, and trouble with memory or understanding, and also dementia. Specific lifestyle interventions prevention of hypertension. Eating a healthy diet to help manage your blood pressure. You should limit the amount of sodium that you eat and increase the amount of potassium in your diet. Getting a regular exercise will help. Being at a healthy weight, limiting alcohol, not smoking, and managing stress. Blood pressure is the force of your blood pushing against the walls of your arteries. Each time your heart beats, it pumps blood into the arteries. Your blood pressure is highest when your heart beats, pumping the blood. This is called systolic pressure. When your heart is at rest between beats, your blood pressure falls. This is called diastolic pressure. More than 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. have high blood pressure. And when you have hypertension, it's a life-threatening condition that can lead to a heart attack or stroke. You can often prevent it just by changing your lifestyle to a more healthy so you don't seriously damage your health. Specific lifestyle interventions treatment for hypertension. You can take tests. Treatment is almost the same as prevention. Eating a heart-healthy diet with less salt, getting regular physical activity, maintaining a healthy weight or losing weight if you're overweight or obese, and limiting the amount of alcohol you drink. Ask your doctor for a blood pressure reading at least every 2 years starting at age 18. If you're age 40 or older, or you're 18 to 39 with a high risk of high blood pressure, ask your doctor for a blood pressure reading every year. Blood pressure generally should be checked in both arms to determine if there's a difference. It's important to use an appropriate size arm cuff. Your doctor will likely recommend more frequent readings if you've already been diagnosed with high blood pressure or have other risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Children aged 3 and older will usually have high blood pressure, measured as part of their yearly checkups. If you don't regularly see your doctor, you may be able to get a free blood pressure screening at a health resource fair or other locations in your community. You can also find machines in some stores that will measure your blood pressure for free. Public blood pressure machines, such as those found in pharmacies, may provide helpful information about your blood pressure, but they may have some limitations. The accuracy of these machines depends on several factors, such as correct cuff size and proper use of the machines. Ask your doctor for advice on using public blood pressure machines. In conclusion, both men and women can have high blood pressure. Some other characteristics that you cannot control, such as your age, race, or ethnicity. Your age, because your blood pressure tends to rise as you get older. Your risk for high blood pressure increases with age. About 9 out of 10 Americans will develop high blood pressure during their lifetime. Women are about as likely as men to develop high blood pressure at some point in their lives. Race or ethnicity. Black people develop high blood pressure more often than white people, Hispanics, Asians, Pacific Islanders, American Indians, or Alaska Natives do. Compared with white people, black people also develop high blood pressure earlier in life. Hypertension can be rough on the heart and damage blood vessels over time. Down below is a link to view more information on hypertension control. And these are my citations.